Good morning, everyone. 谢谢 Wally. I think this is a very great beginning session to talk about all the AI and data science in the previous panel discussion. They help us to understand about the data behind through the AI, and then also the concept and opportunities. And these two videos, Wally just shared with all of you, covering the history, the deep partnership with NVIDIA, and also the latest innovations, and how to help the industry drive faster for the innovations. As an audience here, I believe most of you have a different perspective, including using apps, be a startup perspective to drive the AI. But you could be also the investor who want to know how to purchase the right hardwares. So there are many different angles to look at this part, and as one of the leading company offering the solution to the industry, we would like to lay out certain of the features behind why we have to do this way for you. Before we start, I think there are a few messages we can align together. First of all, you need to understand the AI, it's a very powerful machine itself, can drive lots of solutions. But have you ever thought about that? One machine itself, fully loaded for all the GPUs, how much does it cost? And it's actually multiple $100,000 per systems. Some of you are the fan of the cars. I don't have that cars, but if you check the 2023 Lamborghini new cars, it's like the $200,000 to $300,000 for a car. We are talking about a product like that. And then that was because of this powerful machine costs a lot. So people carefully select what's the right business model to generate revenues, and also how to make sure the user will get benefit of that. I think one of the sessions Nina mentioned about to all of you, operators, they're offering the service to you. Sometimes you probably don't know you're talking to a real person or the machines. And during the check the box, they also will remind you you are talking to the robot. And all of this computing behind require a GPU. So there will be 3 products covering how it looks like, and also I will highlight certain features, what's the difference, and how we help the industry. Before we enter this segment here, you can recognize there are many racks here. And this rack is what Wally mentioned to all of you. In the data centers, lots of the density is the key to make sure all the computing power can be aggregated together in the past. But computing power in the past, most of them are centric, focused on the CPU, networking. However, GPU played a more and more important right now. We offering the possibility landing all kind of the GPU format. And those knowledge like the grasshopper and also other H100, those GPUs require the very solid thermal solutions, including the liquid cooling to combine it all together. You can recognize this machine have different form factors. For some of you who are not familiar with the data center, it's just starting from a unit we call U. 1U, 2U, and total 42U rack you can calculate. You're only allowed to put 42 units. But in this 42U unit space, you can maximize the GPU become important factors. So you can recognize that density-wise, we can up to the 8U per machines, or you can provide the 5U. In this space here, I think you can start to think about what kind of machines are driving behind for the ChatGPT, AI, machine learning, large language modelings. You need to have the machine like this and look like a very, very powerful supercomputer. Itself is really like a supercomputer because on the top you have all kind of high density. They call the XGX GPU. So that means this GPU will be on board on the tray, like you can recognize here. And on the bottom part, you have a computing platforms all together. Running on behind this here, you also need to have a high-end switch to drive the data. And because of this, you can imagine those machine running behind for the ChatGPT look like this into the rack. Not everybody offering the ChatGPT only, because lots of the enterprise customers, they also doing other services for their innovations on the R&D side, and also renderings, and provide the contents to all the users. So we also recognize this opportunity from the industries. We're coming back with another lower form factors and also try to reduce a little bit cost for them and give them flexibility. Because in these high density solutions, you require either 4 or 8 fully loaded. What if you need 1 to 4, up to 8 different configuration? How to manage that? So we have that solution as well. This pictures for you to easily understanding about the configurations. We open the top cover this time, so you can recognize if you start to count. So all the card on top of that, that's a double width card. It's up to 10 units. And what's the message to you is that each card is L40S. And those cards, they are able to drive the GPU power like the previous one, but they allow you to configure. So that means the cost will go lower and the workload become related, so you don't have to purchase everything at one time. Depends on your business model, depends on your workload requirement. And also you recognize Supermicro offering the AI building blocks. We actually not force you to buy one chipset technology, we actually offering different options including Intel and AMD, and the GPU as well, NVIDIA and plus others. So this make your business model become very flexible and doesn't let you occupy into one technology only. There's a go lower and lower. After the AI and the metaverse concepts, there are also certain kind of new business model for the 3D rendering. Most of you are aware of that. Lots of the augmented realities require lots of computing powers. I think one of the panel discussion mentioned about those devices, the goggle, AR, VR, whatever you are using right now, there was an intelligence at that goggle already. But how to make it real, have the experience into your environment, make it become an immersive application, you need to have both. Have the data training in the data center, has a data center close to the network you are using to the operators. So there's another level to go lower, to get it closer, make you feel really real, interact with those environments you are driving. And the GPU in the data center for machine training, but this computing GPU getting closer to your side, you can see machine getting smaller. And then this is also the reason why we continue to offer the possibilities for you. I think this is about the first sessions of all the GPU technology from the data center perspective and help you to understand, okay, finalize and realize all the GPU behind to you. It's no longer just a machine itself. It's actually have to connect to the very high network and also the very high cost in the data center to drive all the topic they just present to you, chat, GPT, AI, machine learning, and also large language modeling. After this session here, Supermicro also want to drive the sessions to the edge AI. We no longer just satisfy the data center growth. We also recognize edge AI become a booming trend. So the next few slides will be a chance for you to explore what we are doing and contribute to the industry. First of all, you recognize this side here, data center in the cloud, have a high densities. And then moving from data center clouds to the edge, you require certain infrastructures before touch the edge device. So there will be the central office, other network connectivities. We all have that already at the field. And recognize this challenge at the field, edge computing require different type of form factors. We will also share that with you how it looks like, how to help the edge AI possible. And then you also recognize this possibility is it's not limited to one application. We highlight certain vertical market here. They all need a different level of the AI support, including telecom, retail, smart healthcare, smart city, and others. And some of them have the business model require the machine learning analysis. They will go by previous Go series in the data center, try to generate more data crunching and automatic service to help you find out the answer quickly, including the pharmaceutical industry. For those COVID vaccine things innovations, those things need lots of AI GPU power in the data center. But what about those industries? They want to quickly deliver a service to the end users. And those are the edge AI related topics. Because of this, we have a few cases I want to share with you what we are doing and contribute to the industry. Well, first of all, you can recognize I'm not giving you a rack mount system anymore, and you can recognize there was a box, the AI box. And this AI box gives you many different possibilities. Some of you probably aware of what it looks like. It could be the small modules and able to drive certain small light workload. But when you want to do the inferencing, you have the choices from NVIDIA series like the L4. And those card itself was a low profile. And also you can recognize, we also put the full high, full length card. It was like the A100 or L40S we presented before. Why I have to connect these two dots for you? In the data center, you don't need to worry because you have air conditioning. You also have enough space to maximize the capacity and density. At the edge is totally different story. You don't have a rack anymore. So those machines, you gotta be mounted in a different way. The box you saw is actually mounted to the wall. So you can imagine your server no longer on the table in the rack, it's actually on the wall. Carry on the GPU power to drive the innovations. And also you can recognize that going to the different industry, retail, factories. And those areas will require lots of the different mounting options in the field. Those are the segments we help the industry in the intelligent retail or industry 4.0. There's one requirement they want to do the faster for the behavior analysis, including like the people traffic response to the retail layout things. In the industry 4.0, they require the worker safety to avoid people get hurt by the robotics arms. So those intelligence no longer have the people watch them around. It's an unmanned area. So you need to have the power of the GPU. For the smart places, we have the product able to do the outdoor edge computing with AI. This machine is still mounted to the wall for smart cities. We have a project in Mexico City. It's able to detect the gunshot sound, face recognitions, and help the police station to protect the citizens. And those require the inferencing power at the edge to do the job instead of the cloud computing in the data center. You also recognize there was the energy sectors we are helping right now. There was some solution able to detect the wildfire before they get worse. So there was a 24/7 smart camera look at the world with the edge AI combining together. So camera can do their job, but there is the machine help them to provide intelligence like a brain. Combining together, it's not a robot, but it's a concept of the virtual services at the field for the edge AI. Last one, telco. We have many investment in the telco business for people to do the automation services to all the mobile network you're using right now. One of them is the Open RAN. And also the private 5G network allow you to deploy the solution in the specific places like the stadiums like right now here, and also could be the special private event to drive these things. This kind of a concept will require the edge AI to make the service faster and reliable and with intelligence and services behind. My last slide here. I think we want to echo again about Wally and Charles bring the mission and value to the industries. We believe that there's a data center architectures all the way through the 5G AI age. We are able to provide the sustainabilities to the world for our Earth. So because to making this mission possible, all the green computing we are innovating right now will bring the huge values back to everybody invest here. And I hope this presentation will give you the best chance to know more about Supermicro. We got a booth outside, and please feel free to reach us. We can give you more updates. That will be the presentation today. Thank you.
Thank you to our keynote speakers, Wally and Mory. That was a very, very informative and fabulous message. And right now, this concludes our morning session for the Taiwan Tech Summit.